Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle one of the biggest, most mind-bending mysteries out there, the nature of time itself. That feeling of now that you're experiencing this very second, what if it's not even real? Let's dig in.
All right, so let's dive right in. And we're not going to start with super complex physics or anything like that. Nope, we're going to start with something much closer to home, the surprisingly wonky clock that's ticking away right inside your own head.
So how do you test something like that? Well, to find out, scientists have run some of the most intense, almost unbelievable experiments on human isolation ever imagined. We're talking about completely stripping people of every single clue about the passage of time.
Take this, for example. Back in 1972, a geologist, Michel Cifra, literally sealed himself in a cave for 6 months. No sunlight, no clocks, absolutely nothing. His brain was totally on its own. And you know what happened? At one point, his internal day, his sleep-wake cycle, it stretched to an incredible 48 hours. And get this, Cifra wasn't just some one-off case. The data from all these isolation experiments is just wild. After 179 actual days underground, Cifra thought only 151 had gone by. Another participant, Veronique Leguen, was even more off. She felt like only 42 days had passed when it had really been 111. The takeaway here is crystal clear. When you take away all the outside clues, our brain's internal clock just goes completely haywire. This is actually a really powerful way to think about it. You see, our brain takes in wavelengths of light, just raw data, and it constructs the experience we call color. So that raises a huge question. What's the raw data for time? What physical thing is our brain actually interpreting to create that unmistakable feeling of time flowing forward? And that question, right there, takes us out of the realm of psychology and drops us right into the deep end of physics. And trust me, this is where our everyday common sense idea of time doesn't just get a little warped, it completely shatters into a million pieces. So to really see how reality itself can crack apart, let's walk through a famous thought experiment. Picture this. You're on a train and it's moving fast. From where you're sitting, right in the middle, 2 windows at the very front and very back of your car break at the exact same time. But for someone standing on the platform watching your train fly by, they see something totally different. For them, the back window breaks first. Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. Who's right? The person on the train or the person on the platform? Well, brace yourself, because according to Einstein's theory of relativity, which is, by the way, one of the most proven theories in all of science, the answer is they both are. This isn't a trick of the light or some kind of optical illusion. No, both of those completely contradictory events are considered objectively real. This bizarre phenomenon actually has a name. It's called the relativity of simultaneity. And what it implies, well, it's absolutely staggering. It means there is no single universal now. There's no master clock for the universe that we all share. Your now is technically different from the now of someone just walking past you on the street. The difference is tiny, for sure, but it's real. So wait a minute. If you can have multiple, totally contradictory nows all existing at once, how on earth does the universe even work? How does that not break everything? Well, to solve this massive paradox, physicists had to basically take our intuitive picture of time and just demolish it. And it was Einstein himself who realized where all this crazy logic was heading. He came to the conclusion that our most basic, fundamental experience, that feeling of living in the present with the past behind us and the future ahead, is really just a stubbornly persistent illusion, a phantom cooked up by our minds. The model that makes sense of all this is called the block universe. And what it suggests is that time is just another dimension, a fourth dimension, just like length, width, and height are dimensions of space. In this model, every single moment, the past, the present, and the future, are all equally real, and they all exist simultaneously and permanently. And this is the perfect way to picture it. The core idea is that time doesn't flow like a river at all. Instead, the entire river, from its source way back in the past to where it ends in the distant future, it all exists at once. It's like a single, solid, frozen block of ice. Your birth, you listening to this right now, and even the moment of your death, they're all just different points, like coordinates on a map, in this massive block of space-time. Which, of course, leaves us with this huge, unbridgeable gap, right? On one hand, you have the universe that the laws of physics describe, and on the other, you have the universe that we actually feel like we're living in, every single second of every day. I mean, the two versions are polar opposites. Physics tells us we live in a static, four-dimensional block where every moment is just as real as any other. But our brain tells us a completely different story, that we live in a dynamic, flowing reality where the past is gone, the future isn't here yet, and only this present moment, this now, is actually real. So why does our brain go to all the trouble of creating this powerful illusion of flow? Well, it's because its number one job isn't to show us the true four-dimensional nature of space-time. Its number one job is survival, to keep us alive. It's a prediction machine, constantly using what just happened to guess what's about to happen next. It's always editing our reality. It even cuts out the moments you blink so you get a smooth, seamless experience. And so, that leaves us here, staring at one of the deepest mysteries in all of science. Our own conscious experience, the most real thing any of us will ever know, just doesn't seem to fit with our best, most tested models of the universe. So what gives? Is this feeling of a flowing now just a really useful trick our brain plays on us to help us survive? Or is physics itself missing something huge, something fundamental about reality that we just haven't figured out yet? And that unresolved question, right there, is really the heart of the matter.